Trends come, trends go. Sometimes I just try to ignore them as much as possible, just let them flow like the rivers down the creek, and just eventually they fade away and left nothing but mud. But this is one that has roots in my past of high school and younger days of playing around with AI chats. Today we are playing around with Chat GPT. Hello everybody, and welcome back finally to the Fenrirock podcast. It's been a very, very long time since we had one of these. I apologize for that, but I didn't do its due diligence of making it a priority, but that's changing now. We're bringing the podcast back. It's coming back full force, and we're bringing it up with a fun little experiment today. Man, like I said, like when I was in high school, maybe it was even middle school, I forgot what it was called, but there was an AI chat platform that you'd go online and just start chatting with this damn thing, and it would have a full conversation with you. And it was hilariously stupid, but it was fairly advanced for the time. And it's better than Siri. Siri's freaking useless, man. But it was fun. And when ChatGPT really first started coming on the scene, it just immediately reminded me of that. And the fact we're back here again. For those who don't know what ChatGPT is, just as simple as that. It's an AI free. There's a paid version, which is expensive. An online AI program that you can have it do damn near anything for you. And we're not going to use any aim, rhyme, or reason. We're just here to have some fun. Like I did when I was testing this the other day. I have two things I've done for it. Example, I asked it to make me a simple metal solo in E minor. And it did for the most part. It's a little funky. The coolest part is, here, let's go ahead and jump to this screen. So that way you guys can vaguely see this. It's a little messed up. Hopefully it's showing clearer on the actual recording than it is in my little preview screen here. But you can see it actually writes the guitar tabs out, which is freaking sweet. It did 12, 15, 14. So boom, boom. I'm here. I have a guitar right here for a reason. So shit, that hurt. It's doing this. It's going. It sounds kind of weird with the fingernail, doesn't it? It kind of gave automatic pin marks. Let's try this again just with the thumb in. Of course, I believe I'm in D standard, right? Might be a little out too. I got booped. But we murdered Alfred. But it says in this solo we use the E natural minor scale, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, to create a melodic line that moves up and down the fretboard. The solo starts on the 12th fret of the high E string. So let's go ahead and bring this back up. We actually have a reason for having the guitar here. Okay. So the solo starts on the 12th fret of the high E string, then jumps to the 13th fret of the B string, before descending down to the 12th fret of the G string. From there, we climb to the 14th fret of the D string, then the 15th fret of the A string, then before finally ending on the 12th fret of the low E string. Of course, this is just a starting point. You can modify and expand upon the solo as you see fit. I'm going to grab a guitar pick real quick. So, like, that doesn't sound like much, right? But it's like, it's still cool. It's doing something that's, like, tangible and something you actually can do. So it's just like, I can't sweep, obviously. Also, this is acoustic, but that being a thing you can do is pretty cool. So let's just go back to the full Just Me screen. Okay. I also asked it to write me a great thrash metal guitar riff to D standard, which is what I'm in, I believe. I don't have my ears aren't as good as they used to be. And it's funny. I think what it's trying to do is this. Well, the tabs they show this. Also, for those who are only listening to this, obviously you can't see the screen or can't see me, but this is the tab they made for this. I'm assuming it's actually it's more like which I think is almost a thinking it's in drop D thing, but that actually does. Okay, so let's try this again. I actually kind of like. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. Oopsie. I'm a fraud. I've been outed on the podcast. Oh no, I hate myself. So. Fuck. I haven't played that riff in a very long time. it's for those who know old country songs, you know exactly what that song is. But in this riff, we're using power chords to create a fast, aggressive sound. Except there's absolutely no power chords in these tabs. Where am I? This riff starts with 4 repeated power chords played on the 0, 2, 3 frets of the G and D strings. So it's definitely doing my thing, because Metallica does it. So it's like 0, 2, 3 is the same as 5, 7, 8. Like that whole thing, but it's. It's the same concept as doing that kind of stuff. And it's like, it's doing the basic stuff, which I appreciate. So it says, then we shift up 1 fret to play the same power chord progression on the 1, 3, 4s. Now, granted, it didn't give me one, so I'm just going to assume it's like. Something like that. And then it goes back to, finally we move down to the 3rd fret of the low D string to end with the riff with a heavy, satisfying power chord. So it's like, so it's something. I'm gonna gather this is what it means. The tabs don't show this, but I'm gonna go along with something like this. Something along those lines. Of course, this is just one example of a thrash metal riff, and you can experiment with different chord progressions, rhythms, and techniques to create your own unique sound. Keep shredding. So this is a Music is Win video all of a sudden. And then I said, write me a guitar solo that is super easy in E minor again, and it gives me a riff that's just... In this solo, we're using the E natural minor scale, so just... I missed, whatever. In this solo, we're using the E natural minor scale to create a simple melodic line that moves up and down the fretboard. We start on the open A string, then play the notes O, 2, 3 on the same string. From there, we move to the G string and play 3, 2, 0, before returning to the A string to play 2, 0. Finally, we end the solo on the 3rd fret of the low E string. This solo is designed to to be easy to play, even for beginners. If you're just starting out on this guitar, this is a great way to practice your finger positioning and get used to playing simple melodies. Of course, you can also experiment with different rhythms and techniques to make the solo your own. Now, only thing that's like the one thing I'm noticing is you're telling it to do these certain things. It's tabbing out certain things and then not actually doing them. Like, here, let's just make a new one. Let's try to make a riff. Let's try to make a riff here. So, let's see. Write me a thrash riff at 120, not 12p, 120 BPM in D standard using gallops. Let's see if it likes that. Here's a oh, this is different. They put into a code that wasn't there the other day when I did this. Here's a thrash riff at 120 BPM in D standard using gallops. So but once again, it doesn't really devolve anything too crazy. So I'm gonna assume these are gallops. So and it's also D standard. So it's actually using, see, this is the same as this, so it's using a C chord. Okay, or C, which would be. I'm self-taught. Damn it. I'm gonna guess that's what it's going with. This riff starts with a power chord on the open D string, followed by a galloping rhythm on the low D string. The rhythm is achieved by playing the first note with a downstroke and the next two notes with quick upstrokes. That's not how gallops work. So it's telling you to do this. It's telling you to do this. Like, you guys see it. That's not... Gallops are... So... Like, you just bounce it. You can alternate that if you want, but it feels weird. But it's definitely not down, up, up. That's not how you do gallops. Repeat this pattern throughout the riff. The final three notes in each measure are played as power chords on the A string, adding a bit of variation to the riff. Feel free to experiment with different rhythms and variations to make it your own. Okay, so I can safely say, wow, it can give you a little foundation of what you think you can do. I don't think we're gonna... Oh, wrong button. I don't think we're gonna be too worried about chat right now or AI completely taking over music writing. Now, I do know a lot of these bands these days, Avenged Sevenfold's done it, some other bands have done it as well, written AI songs. I know someone did an AI track with freaking Drake and what's his face? It's just like, my Jay-Z, there you go, my brain like just totally took a fart. But it's like, they're doing that, but that's like way more advanced than you had to pay for. It's crazier than this stuff. But it's still cool. It gives you a little foundation. And I feel like ignore the tabs and go by the writings, and you get some good ideas. Like, let's go with write lyrics to a song about, let's see, let's look for something around here. Bobbleheads. In case you're wondering, I have a John McCarthy bobblehead right here. And write lyrics to a metal song about bobbleheads where bobbleheads are gaining sentience and taking over the world. So now, see, if we could do something with this. This is just random crap that just popped at the top of my head. Let's see what happens here. I'll let you guys see the generation. Oh, man. Go. Okay. Verse 1. They sit on our shelves, harmless and still. But little do we know, they're planning to kill. Their heads start to bob, their eyes start to gleam. Oh, God, this is actually sounding cool. Wait a minute. Wait. I'm going... Okay, it's done? Hold on, wait a minute. Wait. Also, what's this called? What's this called? Bobbleheads take over. Okay. Wait a minute. That first verse started off pretty good. Do we make songs out of these lyrics? Maybe it's the... Okay, we just read the first part of the verse. I want to wait for it to finish. They sit on our shelves, harmless and still. But little do we know, they're planning their kill. Their heads start to bob, their eyes start to gleam. Whoa, my brain just broke. Their heads start to bob, their eyes start to gleam. Their bobbleheads are awake, and it's our worst dream. The chorus. Bobbleheads rising, taking over the world. With their plastic bodies, their plans unfurled. No longer toys, they've gained sentience, and they're coming for us with their deadly insistence. This did not disappoint whatsoever. Okay. They start with their they start with the stores, taking out the staff. They move on to homes with a maniacal laugh. Their tiny hands grip weapons of steel as they march forward with a menacing zeal. What the heck does zeal mean? Great energy or enthusiasm in pursuit of a cause or an objective. Huh. Who knew they'd be right? Bobbleheads rising, taking over the world with their plastic bodies, their plans unfurled. No longer toys, they've gained sentience, and they're coming for us, their deadly insistence. Bridge. No more will they be cute little toys. Now they're forced to be reckoned with that. Wow, my brain is broken. This is breaking me. This is so. I'm surprised this turned out as good as it did. Now they are forced to be reckoned with and destroyed. Their bobbling heads are a sign of their might, and we must fight with all of our might. They rhymed might with might, but that's okay. Bobbleheads rising, taking over the world. With their plastic bodies, their plans unfurled. No longer toys, they've gained sentience, and they're coming for us with deadly insistence. Beware the bobbleheads are no longer benign, and if you see them coming, run for your life, for they're taking over with vengeance so true, and the world as we knew it will be nothing but through. That had no business going as hard as it did. That right there is what I wanted to come out from this. That's awesome. Bobbleheads take over. I actually might just go ahead and write songs from these lyrics. Let's go ahead and do one more. Write me a campfire song about, let's see, what else we have randomly around here. Pudgy the ceramic bird. That's who that is. That's Pudge. About Pudge the ceramic bird. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god, this is silly. This is silly. I can see it from here. Alrighty. And the song is just called Pudge the Ceramic Bird. Alright, guys. Gather around the fire, friends. Let me tell you a tale about a little ceramic bird that never quite set sail. His name was Pudge, and he was quite a sight to see, with feathers painted bright and his eyes that shone with glee. I love Pudge. For backstory, we over the going to Half Moon Bay when you're crossing over from the highway to go through the hills to get to Half Moon Bay here. There's a little section right before you get to town of a bunch of like little shops, like nurseries and stuff like that. And one of them just randomly had a little ceramic bird, and it reminded me of my grandfather's parakeet, Tweety. And I fell in love with Pudge, and I had to have him. So we got Pudge, and now he lives with me, and I love Pudge. Pudge is my buddy. There you go. It's the little remnants from my grandfather. So that's probably what I got so damn attached to Pudge. So this is Pudge. This song, Pudgy, this is for you, bud. Oh, Pudge, the ceramic bird perched upon a log. His wings may be too fragile, but his spirit's far from bogged. He sings a little tune as he roasts our marshmallows. Pudge might not be alive, but he brings joy to our souls. I'm actually I'm feeling this a little bit, as I just told you with the meeting about Pudge. Okay, I didn't expect this to get emotional for me. What the hell, man? Pudge never had a flock. He was always on his own. But he didn't let that stop him. He made this place his home. He sits beside our fire and watches as we play. And though he cannot join us, we know he's here to stay. And it's kind of funny because if you look right next to him, there's a candle. My hat's booping it right there. It's right by Link's face. And that's my little scent warmer. And that's the Link Game Watch. Oh, Pudge, the ceramic bird, perched upon a log. His wings may be too fragile, but his spirit's far from bogged. He sings a little tune as he roasts our marshmallows. Pudge may not be alive, but he brings joy to our souls. Man, some may think he's just a knick-knack or a piece of decoration, but to us he's so much more. He's a symbol of creation. For in this wild and wondrous world where nothing stays the same, Pudge reminds us to be bold and to embrace the game. You just lost the game. I'm not sorry. Oh, Pudge, the ceramic bird perched upon a log. His wings may be too fragile, but his spirit's far from bogged. He sings a little tune as we roast our marshmallows. Pudge may not be alive, but he brings joy to our souls. So let us raise our voices and sing one last refrain. For Pudge, the ceramic bird, who helped us forget our pain. May his spirit soar forevermore on wings made out of love, or made of our love. And may we always keep him close in our hearts and up above. That actually kind of surprised me. Oh, man. That's like... Man. I'm staring at someone right now. I'm trying to keep the emotions away from myself. I am staring at Mr. Shadow the Hedgehog right now with his little chow. And I know this is all over the place, guys, but hey. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, thank you for watching this or listening, because they're kind of fixing how podcasts works on YouTube and stuff. But if you're on the YouTube, please consider subscribing. You know, checking out this because this is a weekly podcast. Again, I'm bringing it back full force. If you're listening to this on any other platform, this is available on all platforms, really. So please check it out there. If on whatever you want, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anything like that, please drop a follow. You know, let me know. Go on the main channel. Let me know where you found me. Just let me know. Or you just want the subscribers just checking it out. Thank you, guys. Now, there's one thing that's always bugged me. And look, I just looked down and saw Shadow here. And I want to see if Chat GPT can do this better than a certain YouTube channel. Write me a battle between Shadow the Hedgehog and Vegeta. Because Death Battle did that battle dirty. Because no way in hell would Vegeta ever send a planet or anything to destroy the Earth. Unless he's Majin, that's not going to happen. The Mewtwo one was worse, but we're not going to talk about that one. And he finally got his revenge in a good fight. This is actually becoming really long. Holy hell. Oh, I'm not going to look. I'm not seeing who's winning because it's at the end. Scrolling up. Okay, good. We're good. Okay, let's get our talking voices on here. In a remote desert planet, a fierce battle is about to unfold between the two of the most powerful characters from different universes, Shadow the Hedgehog and Vegeta. Shadow, with his trademark black and red body, stands calmly as he surveys his surroundings. His red eyes glare at the distance as he senses an approaching presence. Vegeta, the Prince of Saiyans, lands on the ground with a loud thud, his blue and gold armor shining under the blazing sun. Props for getting details like that right. Who are you? Vegeta asks, crossing his arms in front of his I'm Shadow, the ultimate life. Oh, man. Okay. Shadow responds, his voice cold and calm. I'm here to defeat you. Vegeta smirks. Ha! You think you can defeat me? You're nothing compared to the Saiyan warrior like myself. The two warriors stare at each other for a moment before the fight begins. Shadow dashes towards Vegeta with his lightning speed, his chaos control allowing him to move at incredible speeds. Vegeta reacts quickly and blocks Shadow's attacks with his crossed arms, but Shadow surprises him by delivering a powerful uppercut, sending Vegeta flying backward. Vegeta quickly recovers and unleashes a barrage of energy blasts towards Shadow. Shadow dodges the blast with his incredible agility, but he cannot dodge them all. He gets hit by a few, causing him to grunt in pain. Wow, okay, they're getting into details on this. I'm leaving this off screen so you guys can't get spoiled. And also, you guys are listening. This is I kind of want to do more of these because this is so far sick. Especially it's getting details right between how they're acting, things they say, details about the bodies and what they're wearing, all that stuff. And like this is proof right here. This right here is next line. Shadow retaliates by using Chaos Spear, launching a barrage of energy spears towards Vegeta. Vegeta responds by charging his Gallic Gun attack, a powerful beam of energy that unleashes towards Shadow. The two attacks collide, causing a massive explosion that sends debris flying everywhere. When the dust settles, both Shadow and Vegeta emerge from the blast, bruised and panting heavily. You're tougher than I thought, but I'm not done yet. Shadow then channels his energy into his feet, creating a massive blast that propels him towards Vegeta at an incredible speed. Vegeta grins, knowing that Shadow is playing right into his hands. As Shadow approaches, Vegeta launches his final attack, the Big Bang Attack. A massive energy that blasts and envelops the entire battlefield. The blast engulfs Shadow, causing a massive explosion that echoes across the planet. Vegeta stands, watching the smoke clear, wondering if his opponent survived. The smoke clears. Shadow is seen standing above the center. Shadow is seen standing in the center of the blast, completely unscathed. Is that all you've got? Shadow asks as he channels his energy once more, preparing his final attack. Vegeta realizes that he may have underestimated his opponent, and he braces himself for the coming attack. Shadow unleashes his most powerful attack, the Chaos Blast, a massive explosion of dark energy that destroys everything in its path. As the dust settles, Vegeta lies unconscious on the ground, defeated. Shadow stands victorious as he looks out in the distance, wondering who his next opponent will be. So no one transformed. So in base forms, according to Chat GPT, our boy, Mr. Shadow here, gets his revenge. Screw you, Death Battle. For obvious things, by the way. I love Dragon Ball and I love Vegeta, but I love Shadow more. That was dope. I kind of want to do more of these because that fight was actually super detailed, had great, just great little details that really mattered and nuances and things that were true to form. That's awesome. Now, granted, Vegeta's main attack is not Big Bang Attack, it's Final Flash, or you get further on, it's like Gamma Burst, or whatever the hell it's called, or you get to Final Shine if you're in GT or anything like that. But hey, boy, Shadow won. That was awesome. That made me happy. Should we do? Let's see. Should we do one? Let's do one more battle. And I want to do. I kind of want to make a series of these in the future because that was a fun one. I'm actually also curious to run it back later and see if it does the exact same thing. That's a good question too. You know what? I know who we have to do. Write me a battle between Goku versus Superman. Okay, you know what? It started off and then it just kept going. It started off doing the whole, I'm an AI thingy where I can't tell you. So I'm going to keep looking over here and talk to you guys. Now, obviously, when you're doing these Chat GPT things, is you can give it way more details and stuff like that. Like, this is just me playing with it for the first time. Not like actually my first time really getting into it. And I know you can get much, much, much further into it. And details, and some things are funny. Because I did you could make it do speeches. You can have it write tax forms. You can have it write receipts for your work and all that kind of crazy stuff. And it's a really fun rabbit hole you could jump into. And if you want to have fun, it's free again, by the way. Just jump into it. I highly recommend it. It's a great, great, great time. And then looking in the corner when this one started, it started off with this. As an AI language model, I cannot determine the outcome of such a battle, as it would depend on the scenario and context in which the battle takes place. However, I can provide a hypothetical scenario in which Goku and Superman could face off against each other. See, it's self-aware. That's how they're going to get us. But we're going to keep going on like this. The battle begins in an empty wasteland with both Goku and Superman standing at opposite ends. The two combatants lock eyes and prepare for battle. Goku starts off with a flying kick aimed at Superman's chest, but the man still easily catches his foot and throws him back. Goku quickly recovers and launches a barrage of punches and kicks, each of which is blocked or dodged by Superman. Superman responds with a powerful punch of his own, sending Goku flying back several meters. Goku counters by firing a Kamehameha wave at Superman, but the blast is easily deflected by the Man of Steel's heat vision. The two warriors continue to exchange blows, each trying to gain an advantage over the other. As the battle rages on, Goku begins to sense that he may not be able to defeat Superman with his physical strength alone. He decides to go into his Super Saiyan form, unleashing a massive blast, a burst of energy that sends shockwaves through the wasteland. Superman is taken aback by the sudden surge of power and is momentarily stunned. Seizing the opportunity, Goku charges at Superman, his fist enveloped in a blue aura of energy. Superman attempts to block the attack, but the force of Goku's punch is too great, sending the Man of Steel crashing into a nearby mountain. However, just as Goku thinks he has won the battle, Superman emerges from the rubble, completely unscathed. Realizing they may not be able to defeat Superman with his physical strength alone, Goku decides to use his wits. Oh, this is not going to end well. He feigns an attack, causing Superman to let his guard down. Goku takes advantage of this and uses his instant transmission technique to teleport behind Superman, delivering a powerful blow to the back of his head. As a joke, by the way, Goku is like one of the most genius fighters out there. People say he's stupid, I think, but you know nothing about his battle power or battle wits. That's what saves his ass in a lot of things. Superman stumbles forward, dazed by the blow. Goku charges at him again, but just as he's about to strike, Superman unleashes a massive blast of heat vision that completely obliterates the surrounding area. Goku is caught in the blast and knocked unconscious. As the dust settles, Superman stands victorious, having survived Goku's most powerful attacks and emerged unscathed. However, he does not gloat in the victory, recognizing Goku as a worthy opponent and extending a hand to help him up. The two warriors nod to each other in mutual respect before going their separate ways, leaving the wasteland behind them. So what you're saying is Superman would not lobotomize Goku. Again, death battle. Goku versus Superman Part 1 was fine. I agree with them. Now, granted, they said they're going to try to stick to canon, and all of a sudden they threw GT in there, but that's beside the point. But when they did the Part 2, that was insulting. That video was made to insult Dragon Ball fans. There's no way, like, there's no defending it. They straight up just said, we don't want to waste our time doing this, and just they use a power no one knew the power of yet. It was a whole bunch of things. Actually, come to think of it, they haven't uploaded in a long time, have they? Whatever, doesn't matter. So, in this case, Superman still wins, though. But we can redeem Goku with one more fight, I feel. Now, granted, I'm also noticing in these fights, the AI, is not having them go all out. So maybe there'll be a future with diving deeper. But here's the one that's really been taking over the anime nerd world. Write me a fight between Goku and Saitama. Now, I love Saitama as well. Obviously, he's a bald hero. You can't see it, but now there I have the whole Season 1 anime Blu-ray. Eventually I'll get Season 2. Hopefully, I can't wait for Season 3 to finally come out, because the way Season 2 ends, I don't like. It just it feels like it doesn't feel like a final episode series or whatever. Now, I have the manga. I'm keeping on the manga. The manga's actually in this closet. I'm working on getting that returned to a shelf instead of just being blankets. Okay, not looking at the screen. Scrolling up. This is going to be the last battle we do. Then we'll move on to something else. Disclaimer. This is a fictional scenario based on two characters from different anime universes. There is no official canon stating who would win in a fight between Goku and Saitama, and this is purely speculative. Mad respects OpenAI, because, like, they're covering the bases of saying, like, you guys can't use this to say, well, who would actually win something. They're actually, like, covering the bases, and I respect the hell out of that. Okay, let's go. The battle between Goku and Saitama was epic, as two of the strongest anime characters faced off in an intense battle that would determine who was the strongest of them all. Goku began the battle by transforming into a Super Saiyan Blue form and launching a flurry of energy blasts. This Goku's not... So Goku's taking Saitama more serious than Superman. I also respect the AI using Super Saiyan Blue instead of Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. Thank you for that, saving my lips. Saitama effortlessly dodged them all, and then moved in to deliver a powerful punch to Goku's stomach. Goku was sent flying backwards, but he quickly regained his footing and charged back towards Saitama, ready to continue the fight. Saitama stood calmly as Goku approached, and then released a powerful punch of his own. Goku managed to dodge it, but he was surprised at the speed and strength of Saitama's attack. The two fighters traded blows, each one landing powerful punches and kicks on their opponent. As the battle continued, Goku began to power up, unleashing his full strength as he transformed into Super Saiyan God form. So they messed up here. Super Saiyan Blue is the ascended version of Super Saiyan God. Maybe they mean Ultra Instinct? We'll roll with it. Saitama responds by using a serious punch attack, which was strong enough to shatter mountains and create massive shockwaves. Well, wait till he sees what Goku can do. Goku managed to block the attack, but he was struggling to keep up with Saitama's immense power. The two fighters continued to trade blows, each one pushing the other to the limits. Goku launched a Kamehameha wave at Saitama, which he dodged by leaping into the air. Saitama then countered with a powerful punch that sent Goku crashing into the ground, creating a massive crater. Goku rose to his feet. Oh, okay. Goku rose to his feet, determined to keep fighting. He powered up once again, transforming into his Ultra Instinct form. Saitama responded by unleashing his full power, using a serious table flip attack to launch Goku into the air. As Goku flew through the air, he charged up a massive Spirit Bomb attack. He unleashed it on Saitama, who was caught off guard by the attack's immense power. The two fighters clashed into a massive explosion, and when the dust settled, both Saitama and Goku and Saitama were both lying on the ground, exhausted and battered. In the end, it was impossible to determine the clear winner between Goku and Saitama. Both fighters had pushed each other to their limits, and the battle had ended in a draw. The two warriors acknowledged their strength and parted ways, each one knowing that they had faced the greatest challenge in their lives. So we're not getting closure to that, but I do think that's going to give closure to this episode. That's a good place to end this. Guys, this was fun. I think we're going to explore more of these, because I have tons of ideas I want to throw with this AI program and just play around with that. And these 3 fights were awesome. I do love the fact that Goku's taking Saitama more seriously than Superman. That's so awesome. But I have ideas. I was having fun throwing speeches through here. Maybe one of these I'll focus more on just doing more music stuff like that. That was a great time. If you guys like this, if you're watching on YouTube, please, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't. If you're listening to this on any of the audio sources, drop a follow, whatever the equivalent version of that is on the platform you are checking this out on. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to help support me directly, I have a Patreon, patreon.com/Fenrirock. There's 3 separate tiers there. Each tier gives you exclusive access to things. I'm going to start uploading more stuff to the Patreon itself as well to give a little more value to it. 3rd tier gives you merch, and there's other things. Just check out the perks there. As I start to get, only reason why I'm having trouble, really delivering more stuff on there is, we need patrons, and I can't keep promises to no patrons. I have 2 currently, but if you want to help support me directly, I'm a guy doing this all by himself, trying to run a whole little quote-unquote universe on YouTube, the FCU. So please, if you want to help me out, check them out. If not, subscribe. Just be there. Help me out. I love all y'all so damn much. Thank you for checking this episode out. I'm so glad the podcast is back. And we're going to definitely come back and do some more chat stuff because this was a blast. This was way more fun than I was expecting it to be. Guys, as always, name's David. You call me Fenrirock, and I'll see you guys in the next podcast. Take care.